North Philadelphia Atlantic 10 matchup on ABC's NCAA basketball presented by UBS. Hayden Weber as the St. Joseph Hawks take on the Temple Owls. Good afternoon, everyone. Dave Strader along with Brad Doherty. These are the top two teams in the East. The winner gets the #1 seed, Brad, and possibly an easier road to the finals. But we've got a lot of other reasons to watch this game. This great old venue's been sold out for a month, and we've got one of the great guard matchups in the country.
You're exactly right, Dave. Two of the better guards in the country, Lynn Greer, Marvin O'Connor. Lynn Greer could be a solid candidate for Player of the Year in college basketball. Marvin O'Connor, as you see, has come up with some big numbers, 18 a game. We'll actually see these two guys match up today, which will be an outstanding matchup for these two guards in college basketball today. Going to be a great game.
Let's take a look at our Toyota starting lineups, and as Digger was just talking about with John, Temple seems to be in a position again to run the table, which they probably have to do to get an NCAA bid, but they're healthy, and they won 8 out of 9. An experienced lineup. You might see 2 or 3 other guys get significant playing time this afternoon. For Phil Martelli, he's got 4 fifth-year seniors plus the outstanding sophomore point guard in Jameer Nelson. And so St. Joseph, even though they have disappointed based on preseason expectations because of that great tournament run last year, Phil Martelli still feels they have their fate in their hands.
I think he does as well. I talked to Coach Martelli earlier right before we got out here today, and he's saying, I'm not paying any attention to the RPIs, APIs, TT, whatever. We got to play tonight. We got to play well. We'll take it one game at a time. So he's just taking it one basketball shot at a time.
Well, in terms of an at-large bid, even if Phil Martelli doesn't want to say so, this game means more to him than it does to John Chaney, because John Chaney's club really does not have an at-large opportunity. They have to win the Atlantic 10 tournament, which doesn't start until Wednesday. Now, at least they have a first-round bid, being one of the top 2 teams in the division, and so they'll just have to run the table. But what a performance John Chaney's club put on against the top team in the Atlantic 10, Xavier, just a couple of weeks ago.
They've played outstanding basketball, Temple has, in their past 10 basketball games, played really well. The one thing that we have to realize, though, as a basketball team, you got to win every game. That's what you're looking to do. You go out and participate to get better. This is a very important game for both teams because you want momentum going into your tournament. You want to be coming off of a win, not a loss, where you're taking a step backwards and you have to work on all these things. Momentum, momentum.
Temple won by 10 when the two teams met at the Leah Center, the home court for Lynn Greer and the Temple Owls, and what a game. He had 34 points, and he set a Temple record by making 18 free throws in 18 attempts. Perfect from the line. As we take a look at the Atlantic 10 standings, and there it is, St. Joe's and Temple. Obviously, if Temple wins, they'll have the same records, but they have the tiebreaker because they will have beaten St. Joseph's twice. Xavier, outstanding, the most conference wins ever under their first-year head coach, Thad Mata, who's done an outstanding job as they're ranked in the top 25, followed by Richmond and Dayton. Both of these teams, Brad, are coming off great road wins.
Yeah.
Lynn Greer's club won in overtime up in Dayton. You know, we talk about this being a great venue, which it is, the Palestra. Dayton is not an easy place for visiting teams to go in and win. And how about going to Olean, which is hard to get to from anywhere. And St. Joseph's had to come from behind in the last minute and 15 seconds, scored the last 12 points in that game to win by 7. So both of these teams are ready for what is going to be a great afternoon of college basketball.
And I think that's what makes this such a huge basketball game. Both teams coming in on off of wins, coming in playing very hard basketball. Last game of the regular season. Like I said, we're going into tournament time next week. Huge basketball game.
There is Jameer Nelson, who runs the offense, and their field goal percentage is the best in the conference. They are second in shooting from behind the arc and second only to the Bonnies in scoring points per game. The disappointing thing for Phil Martelli, he told me a couple of weeks ago, is that their defensive numbers have been so bad this year. That's the one area where he expected to be tougher, and maybe that is something you can find. That's the one thing about defense, Brad. That's something that you can't correct mid-season.
Oh, without question. All you got to do is have the want to, Dave. If everybody wants to get better defensively and they want to listen to the coach, you can turn it around.
Naeem Crenshaw, the smooth shooting lefty, unable to hit the 3, but the long rebound tipped out by Phillips. And St. Joe's goes on the attack again. It comes out to Crenshaw. Couldn't handle it cleanly. Good entry now to Damian Reed. The jump hook is short. Rebound by Reed. He goes in. Has it blocked by Rollerson.
Oh, good follow by Reed. Big Ron Rollerson showing a lot of activity. Blocks the shot. Gets the rebound. It could be a huge, huge variable for this Temple basketball team going in to the latter part of the season. Obviously, he plays better. he's almost an unstoppable force down low. He's so large and moves very well.
St. Joe's got 3 shots in their first possession, and Temple, with an offensive rebound, is going to get another opportunity here. Here is Hawkins, one of the better athletes in the Atlantic 10 and an important part of John Chaney's attack, gets the Owls on the board.
Talking about Hawkins earlier, he's one of the better all-around players in college basketball. I really enjoy watching him play. Very tough physically, gets up defensively, good feet, good quickness. Only weakness may be his ball handling. He's a sophomore though, Dave, so he's going to get better at that. I think he's an outstanding basketball player.
O'Connor thought about reversing the ball, tried to force it. Boy, you got to be sure with the passes over the likes of Rollerson and Lyde. Here's Crenshaw, and he is bumped by Westby. Alex Westby picking up his first foul on the block. Reggie Greenwood, Donnie Gray, and Gene Monchi are the officials working this Atlantic 10 matchup this afternoon.
We got 3 good ones in here. They brought the best. I tell you, I like this Temple lineup. Rollerson, early in the year, they were wondering whether they could play Lyde and Rollerson together. And Lyde had a couple of injuries, so Rollerson stepped up, picked up the slack a little bit. Now they're getting participating together. Good lineup.
That's the shot you will get against this Temple zone. You have to hit it, though, and Crenshaw, who missed his first, hits his second, and the Hawks with the early 1-point lead.
Crenshaw, very smooth basketball player, not afraid to stick it out and shoot it.
Westby missed his first 3-point attempt.
Westby's one of the leaders in the A-10 in steals. Does a good job defensively, long, angular, gets in the passing lane.
Marvin O'Connor, he has struggled from behind the arc all season, Brad, shooting under 30%.
He's going to get some good looks at it today. And if their team's going to win, St. Joe's, he's going to have to make those shots. Like you say, Temple in the matchup zone, they give you the out shot. The pressure's coming, but you got to be ready to step in there and knock that shot down. And what happens is it kind of lulls you to sleep. You start relying on that jumper instead of trying to run your offense into the game. It costs you.
Away from the ball, or no, there's a 3-second violation.
3-second violation. See the matchup zone. No dribble penetration because the zone collapsed. Cross-court pass to Crenshaw. He's wide open. Takes advantage of the open space. Good pass.
Good pass to Crenshaw on the baseline. Pulls up and hits it. Naeem Crenshaw, who averages 14 a game.
I'll tell you, Bill Phillips did a good job. Just a quick entry pass. Crenshaw cutting across the lane. Ends up about 14, 15 feet away. But he's wide open temporarily. The zone, that matchup zone, you usually sit a little bit more aggressive earlier, but they're really lackadaisical in getting up 2 guys.
Boy, look at Lynn Greer elevate in the lane. We've done several Temple games this year, and I don't think there's anybody that's better at creating and welcoming the contact as far as a guard handling the ball and still finishing the play. And he's up against Naeem Crenshaw, who at 6'5" and is very long. It's difficult to shoot over.
I'll tell you, Lynn Greer, he just has not got the recognition he deserves as being a candidate, like a second player of the year. He's had an unbelievable season. And Dave, he is double and triple team a lot of nights. They know he's going to score the basketball, shoot the basketball, but he runs the team as well.
Greer being double teamed. They're going to run players at Lynn Greer, but look at him penetrate, and the hook pass, he threw that one away. So Lynn Greer, who doesn't make many mistakes, got himself into a bit of trouble there.
Nice pass out top. Marvin O'Connor, wide open, knocks it down.
And that is the 226th three-pointer of his career and breaks the tie that he had with assistant coach Mark Bass, who held the school record. That ball tipped away, and it will be St. Joe's basketball. There's O'Connor now with 226 and counting, and Naeem Crenshaw climbing up the list as well. Has already made one this afternoon.
I am so excited to be here today in the Palestra. Oh, look at that shot. O'Connor, nice dribble. Gets a little penetration. The defense gives. He makes a jump. I'm so tickled to get to come to do an A-10 game. I've been begging to come up and do one of these ball games. This is a great venue for basketball.
I'll tell you what, it's hard to believe that a building that opened in 1927, we got 2 Philadelphia schools, that we could have a first, but this is the first for Brad Doherty.
That's right.
To actually be in this building.
This is great. I am so tickled. This is one of the, I've never seen an environment so perfect for basketball.
David Hawkins showing that he has the outside range as well as that great physical athletic ability to get to the basket.
I didn't think they played basketball anywhere but Tobacco Road.
Oh! Bill Phillips shows some excitement.
Bill Phillips on an outstanding drive, makes a nice move, goes to his left, right down the middle of the lane. Nobody's home.
Phillips has 4 double-doubles on the season, including one against Temple in the loss on February 2nd as Westby avoids the defense and able to step inside and hit. You'll notice that Alex Westby has that right wrist of his pretty heavily taped. He missed 5 games earlier in the season with that wrist injury. That is the shooting hand, but it doesn't seem to bother Alex Westby.
Westby's a very good defender. They're really athletic. You see a little switch on the perimeter by the guards, interchangeable between Greer, Westby, and Hawkins.
That's what Phillips normally does, is hit the 3. Bill Phillips shoots 52% from behind the arc.
Tell you what, Bill Phillips is coming out. He's ready to play today. Senior says, I'm going to lead him on down the road, Dave. Come with me, guys.
Double team on Greer, and he smartly knocks it off of Crenshaw. So Temple is going to have to make an adjustment offensively against the St. Joe's defense, but at the offensive end, St. Joe's getting it from their senior Bill Phillips, normally the outside threat, but was able to get inside for a dunk as well as the Hawks lead it by 6. They hold the Penn Relays, and an outstanding game going on here. And Phil Martelli, the head coach of St. Joe's, has respect for Lynn Greer, but also a game plan.
We're big on him. We're going to put Naeem Crenshaw and Marvin O'Connor on him. Every once in a while, Jameer Nelson, Tyrone Barley off the bench. We're going to try and run a lot of different guys at him. Lynn's a special player. He's been a tribute to Temple, a tribute to Philadelphia, and he's a guy that's been in our field house from about the 9th grade on, so we know him real well.
Boy, he's absolutely right. Lynn Greer, what a special, special player. I mean, he has just had an outstanding career. He's carried this team on his back this year. They've had a lot of injuries to various players. He's been the consistent player, the constant for this ball club.
Crenshaw's had the assignment so far. They have forced Greer into one turnover and having to throw the ball off a leg that led to this situation with the shot clock running down, and Greer had to force a long 3-pointer.
Really like Phil Martelli's attitude. Talked to him at length about his basketball team. There's no excuses. There's none of the we've had injuries, we've had it. He said, hey, beginning of the season, a lot of expectations. We just didn't play well. But we're playing well now, and we're going to make it count.
Crenshaw able to save it to O'Connor. Fresh shot clock. We're here at the Palestra in Philadelphia. UBS Payne Weber. Presentation of NCAA basketball here on ABC Sports. Dave Strader, Brad Doherty, and the rest of our crew as that Hawkins shot rattles in and out. Lyde is fouled by Phillips, who is saying that Lyde made some contact to create that space.
Well, see now, defensively, Temple, that's what you usually see in a matchup zone. There's no passing alleys. There shouldn't be inside of that lane. Whenever there's any penetration, which is very difficult to accumulate, any inches or yardages with that basketball, once the pass is made, there should be someone in that area, in the zone, to pick up the basketball. So you saw the steal by Greer come the other end. Lyde, that big body. Hey, he's going to create some space with those big shoulders. That's what it's all about.
That is 5th double-double of the season in that overtime win up at Dayton. And importantly for Kevin Lyde at Temple, he's starting to play his best basketball. As Brian Polk coming into the ball game, replacing Glenn Elliott, who got a little bit of playing time.
Basketball is a game of creating space. Spacing, you do it through speed or strength. Figure out what your asset is and you use it. If you don't have either one, you're in trouble. Sit over here with me and talk about it.
That's it. So I've got neither one. Is that what you're saying? 4-point St. Joe's lead. They have the basketball, and O'Connor being watched by Westby. Attacks the baseline. That's a difficult fadeaway shot, but Marvin O'Connor can make difficult shots.
Wow, that is an unbelievable shot. He had the defender hanging on him. He tried to go baseline, but the weak side defender came over, helped out like he's supposed to. That's just a hard shot.
He has hit 3 out of 3. And Marvin O'Connor just shoved Jameer Nelson over to try to pick up Hawkins, who had rubbed O'Connor off on a screen. Instead of yelling switch, just give the teammate a shove.
Throw the body out there. I mean, 2 plays before, Hawkins had a similar shot. It went in, but came out. He had the same shot right there. He knew he was going to make that. Oh, nice move.
Inside to Phillips. Spinning away.
Bill Phillips had a little guy. Lynn Greer comes over, tries to pick him up. Good no call. Greer goes down, but it's more of a flop than anything. Phillips goes right to the basket. That's what it's supposed to do to catch that basketball.
So Phillips has hit a slam dunk, a 3-pointer, and able to connect on a mismatch inside. Here comes Lyde backing down on Damian Reed. Lyde kicks it out to Westby.
Wow, look at that.
Oh, right to the basket and jams it home. What slow wrist. Wow.
Oh, man. Westby shows the explosiveness. Goes by with his left, finishes with his right. Man.
Here is Phillips. Little ball fake for the 3, kicks it out to Nelson.
Oh, he's wide open.
Inside to Phillips, good recognition, and a little over-aggressive there as Hawkins jumped out and made some contact.
Wide open.
Here you go, Brad. Alex
Watch his
Westby.
first step. Boom! I mean, he's gone. Woo! You ain't got to go home, but you got to get out of here. Man! Man, that's explosiveness right there.
Alex Westby played his high school ball right here in Philadelphia at Ben Franklin High School.
So if his wrist is hurt, all of them wish their wrist was hurt. Man, what a move.
Tyrone Barley's in the ball game for St. Joseph. There's Jameer Nelson showing what he can do.
Oh, Jameer Nelson, wonderful move. Great spin, good control, floater. A la Sherman Douglas. Up over the big guy.
Barley has come in and he is trying to lock up Lynn Greer. 6-point St. Joseph's lead. Entry pass to line. Hawkins with a quick cut. Westby. That knuckleball three hits the front iron. Phillips off and running with Nelson. And Delonte West goes up. Blocked by Wide. He got it before it hit the glass.
Good job, Wide, hustling back.
Well, Westby's a Philadelphia kid, and you do this at the Palestra, you got some bragging rights this summer, I'll tell you that. O'Connor, both perfect from the floor at 3 out of 3.
With these matchups, the two teams really kind of fighting and clawing, trying to establish a little bit of momentum. Boy, it's a tough matchup. You know, schools are only maybe 6-8 miles apart here in Philly, and everybody concentrates a little harder. Those shots that sometimes don't go down, they seem to go down.
Delonte West kicks it out. O'Connor, boy, he had to be alert there to make that catch. Wide open, Jameer Nelson for the three that is short, and Rollerson is back in the ballgame. Boy, he can get that 300-plus pounds off the ground a little bit.
He does a good job. Very active for a big guy. Keeps that basketball up high. Nelson had a good look at it. I wouldn't want to give him those all game.
Here is Greer again under some pressure. That hit front iron. Taken by Hawkins.
Rollerson kept that alive.
And David Hawkins lays it in.
David Hawkins, the basketball. Ron Rollerson assist for tipping that basketball to his teammate. Very smart basketball.
Kevin Lyde getting a breather on the bench for John Chaney.
1-3-1 zone here by Temple.
Boy, that's the way to solve it, isn't it? You got the one man out at the top on the 1-3-1, so you put two offensive players out there, and nice feed from Nelson to Phillips.
I tell you, when you get a 6'10" guy, too, on the perimeter, they can shoot the basketball as well as Phillips. That's a huge advantage, because you don't just have him down inside trying to pound and pound and pound that basketball in the heart of that zone. It really makes it difficult because now someone has to make a decision. Do you go out and guard him in the matchup, or do you give him a little bit of slack?
Here is Westby creating against the freshman Delonte West.
So athletic. Man, that is a wonderful move. Some great body control, good spin, good touch.
Coming off a solid 12.5 rebound performance in that overtime win at Dayton. Nelson has the big fella Rollerson on him, kicks it out now to O'Connor.
Be careful of the ball around West.
Well, O'Connor was very strong with the ball and got very low.
Yeah, he got the ball real low. I think that's 2 on West. See Westby here, nice move. Watch the spin to the middle. Gets into that lane. Defender comes across, good shot. Get into that paint. Percentages go way up when you shoot that blue, baby.
Well, Brad, you're right. That is the second on Westby. As Crenshaw. He hits it.
I'll tell you, Nate, as soon as he caught that basketball, he was squared. He was going to shoot it no matter what, who, or how got there. And it looked good when it left his hand.
Well, a couple of times this year he has hit 5 3-pointers in a game, so he is capable of scoring from out there and putting up big numbers.
What a weapon. What a weapon.
Here is Westby with the fadeaway that is strong. And Jameer Nelson, an outstanding rebounding guard. He showed why there. Bullet one-hand pass, and somebody in the front row has a momentary souvenir.
Westby on that last possession for Temple. Going all the way to the basket, he had a good drive opportunity. Beat his man. He's pulled up with a tough shot. And then coming back in transition for St. Joe's, Nelson tries to make a really tough pass. Coach Martelli said, hey, use your head, be calm, be under control. You don't have to make a spectacular play, just make a good play.
Bill Martelli gets Delonte West out of there and has his starting 5 back in the ball game.
This is an outstanding matchup. Good size matchup on the basketball court. Good speed, quickness, a lot of good ball handlers. And both teams shoot the ball really well.
Greer got the pick, but Reed jumps out on him. They are really throwing players at Lynn Greer. Long three on the way there by Polk. Tipped up by Rollerson, but Phillips able to get it.
I mean, Polk had that ball halfway down. Just wouldn't stay in. Good job by Phillips in there rebounding against the two big guys, Lyon and Rollerson.
Great jump step there, and he couldn't get it to fall.
Wow. I mean, he made a move, Dave. His back was to the baseline. He turned all the way back around and got the ball shot off somehow.
Here is Greer attacking, elevating, but short.
I tell you, Temple's missing a lot of shots that they normally will make.
Yep.
And when they get going, it's going to be a heck of a ball game.
Crenshaw is. Oh, it steps inside the arc against the ball. Crenshaw.
Meanwhile, they'll take advantage. St. Joe does of Temple's inadequacies on the offensive end. St. Joe's coming down every time, making buckets, trying to widen that gap, put a lot of pressure on the Owls.
This is an all-Philadelphia matchup, but right now just a sea of red standing as the St. Joe's fans showing their approval. Naeem Crenshaw has come to play. He's got 10 points. He's hit 4 out of 6 from the floor, leading a St. Joe's 8-0 run to a 10-point lead. NCAA basketball presented by UBS Payne Weber, and what a scene this is. The sold-out Palestra in Philadelphia. Alongside Brad Doherty, I'm Dave Strader. Take a look at our game summary to this point, and look at the field goal percentage. St. Joe's 60, Temple at 47%, but from behind the arc is where the Hawks are doing their damage. Phillips with 10 points has hit both of his three-point opportunities. And what's significant about Naeem Crenshaw and the way that he is shooting the basketball, 4 times this year, Brad, he's been held under 10 points. 3 of those came in this building. He has not shot the ball well in this building until this afternoon as Lynn Greer is called for the offensive foul.
I'll tell you, it's interesting coming into this basketball game. I was surprised to see that St. Joe's was the favorite. I mean, you're looking at Temple that's won 8 out of their last 9 ball games.
Right.
They've beaten Dayton, Xavier, and St. Joe's in those past ball games. So I guess St. Joe's has proven the prognosticators correct so far.
Greer just 1 out of 5. So the strategy that Phil Martelli outlined at the beginning of the show
is working.
It is working. Going big against Lynn Greer, running double teams at him. Crenshaw kept his toes on the floor with that ball fake, and the three-pointer no good. Damian Reed, now Farley. That is off the front iron end.
Some great looks at the basket.
Yep.
Both shots were really good. Reed did a good job keeping the ball alive. You're not upset with that if you're Phil Martelli.
Oh, what a block there by Delonte West after Lynn Greer had beaten his man. And again, it's not just one defender against Lynn Greer.
A lot of help. Delonte West comes over. Ball was kind of deflected on the shot, but he makes the block and gets the rebound. Another great possession opportunity for St. Joe.
Phillips, wow. Long bounce pass. West unable to take advantage of it. St. Joe's goes a little cold.
Great shot opportunity.
Yep.
Phillips makes a heck of a pass. I'm really surprised those bounce passes going across the teeth of that zone so easily.
Now Greer directing traffic, hands off to Hawkins. Lyde looking for position inside. Damian Reed doesn't want to give it to him.
Well, Reed's got Lyde so far out off the block. Here comes the help to the weak side by Bill Phillips. Really nowhere for him to go.
Long three on the way, and Greer hits the back iron, follows the shot. Tried to go through the legs with it, lost it, but gets it back.
Great hustle by Lynn Greer. He's really struggling shooting the basketball. Great effort, though, to keep the ball in his possession, give his team another opportunity. He just can't get an easy shot.
Goes inside, and again, the good help defense, that time by Damian Reed. Here is Polk to Greer in the corner.
Good pass. Drop step to the basket, big guy.
Oh, boy. Ron Rollerson, the right ankle or knee giving out on him.
He may have stepped on a slick spot here. Let's see, he catches basketball down low. Good power dribble, power dribble. Yeah,
he
slick.
did.
Oh,
yep.
Man. I hope he didn't hurt himself with that, well, I'll tell you.
Well, Rollerson is going to come out of the ball game, and number 15, Hawley Smith. He doesn't see a whole lot of playing time for John Chaney. He's a freshman out of Jacksonville. Coming up next, our college hoops doubleheader concludes with one of the most heated rivalries in all of.
Over to Cameron Indoor Stadium right now. The Heels are arriving. We're getting ready to play. It's going to be a heck of a matchup. Boy, they've had a tough year this year. Matt Doherty's troops have just struggled playing good, consistent basketball. But you're only as good as your last game. This is a great opportunity for him.
O'Connor, a contested three that hits the front iron.
Good steal. Well, Lynn Greer's only 1 of 8 right now, Dave. I didn't think we'd be saying that. We bragged about what a great shooter he was.
Here is Smith now in the corner, and Holly Smith unable to hit it.
Right in the basket. I'll tell you how you remedy that 1 of 8. Keep jacking it up, baby. Those numbers will come back to you every time.
Crenshaw, he has gone cold. So both teams cooling off here now after a torrid start.
Well, if you're St. Joe's, you want to really come down and execute. That's the name of the game. Anytime you have any substantial lead, you want to build upon that lead, but do it by execution.
And there's a great example of execution as Lynn Greer found Lyde open underneath. And I think we're going to see John Chaney's club doing a little bit more of this, Brad. They've got to get inside to Lyde. Of course, Rollerson, when he's in there, he's out right now with the injury.
Well, what happens, you got big Kevin Lyde. He's got a freshman, Pat Carroll, on his backside down low, and he just takes him to the basket. There's the foul. You got to take advantage of those things. What happens in basketball, Dave, is you get caught up in the momentum of the game. And when you do that, you become chaotic. You don't take the time to execute. You're not patient. And patience in basketball is key. You have to be patient with your offense. You have to be patient defensively. All basketball players want to make it happen right now, and that'll kill you in basketball.
This free throw, but a rebound for Holly Smith. Here is Hawkins, fakes the 3, gets his man down, now pulls up, and that is strong.
Not rebounding the ball, too, Dave. St. Joe's has to get on that backboard. Got to eat a little glass. Long rebounds, long shots equate to long rebounds. Box out, pinch in, hold your position till the ball comes off. Most of the rebounds, the good rebounds, have gotten below the rim. If the ball's going long, you should catch the ball as a defender or an offensive player on a pinch in, holding the guy down. See the shot, long shot's gonna be a long rebound. There it goes. Okay, for St. Joe's, I gotta be pushing back. I gotta be back boxing out that guy.
St. Joe's has missed their last 6. And their lead is down to 8.
Gotta get some cuts. Good penetration.
O'Connor, well, he is so strong, but the shot was too strong that time. You talked about patience and the importance of patience. Lynn Greer personifies that. So as badly as he has started off, he will find a way to have an impact on this game.
Good pass, good box out.
Nice release there by O'Connor. He saw it was going to be an easy rebound.
Well, let's give Reed some credit on that. David Reed made an excellent read on that. What every big man should do when you catch that basketball is you look up court for the guard streaking. Nice outlet pass. Practice that in preseason, making those little easy outlet passes.
Back to a 10-point lead for the Hawks. Now is Hawkins. We wanted to go inside the line. Thought he was going to flare one way. Nelson with the bounce pass to Crenshaw. He fumbles it. Picked up by O'Connor. No good. And Lyde nearly had it slapped away.
Golden opportunity right there for St. Joe's. 3-on-1 fast break. Couldn't take advantage.
Here is Polk. Long three-pointer. That's 2 of them that have gone in and out for him.
Will not stay in the basket for him. Settle down. Settle down.
In the corner, Carroll. Had Carroll out of the corner, no good. But both coaches going a little deeper in their bench
Great
here.
hustle. Great hustle by Nelson. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Out to O'Connor. Launches the 3 and hits it. Marvin O'Connor.
Well, they're pressing offensively. I mean, they're just attacking at every angle, and it's working out for them so far.
Marvin O'Connor has hit 5 out of 8 from the floor, including 2 out of 3 from beyond the arc. Lynn Greer.
Boy, Marvin O'Connor did a good job stepping up right there on Lynn Greer, who's wanting to turn that corner.
Boy, Hawkins, don't see him miss very often when he gets it there. Nice look here to Crenshaw, and he ran out of real estate. Jameer Nelson with the follow.
They are so aggressive right now, Dave. I tell you, they're making things happen. When the play breaks down, just sheerly through their hustle, they're getting other opportunities.
Marvin O'Connor just told his coach, get me out. He needs a breather. Marvin O'Connor
I need a breather.
Well, I know. He missed a game a couple of weeks ago with food poisoning. He still may not be 100%. I mean, it is hot in this building. Polk is open, but then he is fouled by Carroll.
That's a good foul by Carroll. Not giving up the easy basket and making sure he had enough body to keep him from getting that shot off. Now they don't score. They go to the free throw line. That's a good foul. Stop the momentum. Good hustle by Nelson. Wow. Like I say, he's a good rebounding guard. Comes back and hustles after that basketball. It's almost 5 rebounds a game as a guard.
So Polk will now go to the free throw line, the freshman out of Harbison, Delaware. 3 times this year, Brian Polk has led John Chaney's club in scoring.
I mean, I equate the first half of play that St. Joe's has displayed to a sense of urgency. I mean, they are playing with a sense of urgency. They have to win this game, they feel.
Well, this week's UBS Payne Weber Senior of the Week is Maryland's Juan Dixon, selected for his contributions on and off the court. Juan has been...
Josh Howard's just now starting to get his legs back under him, but they're starting to play better. They're right at that 20-win mark. They're right there. I think they're one game shy. They really need to come into this tournament and play well to get themselves an opportunity to move on into the field of 65.
We're looking forward to that.
I'll tell you another team to watch. My surprise team of the tournament may be Georgia Tech. Paul Hewitt has those cats in Atlanta playing some basketball, dude. I'm telling you now. They're not the biggest team, but boy, they play hard.
Ryan Polk able to hit both, but one of the things that Brad Daugherty just mentioned, no easy baskets in this matchup, unless you get a play like this by Damian Reed, a great release by O'Connor, and the easy finish.
Today's game program is going to stay on the lobby. Don't forget.
Huge first half points, 5 of 8, 2 for 3 from the three-point line. He has done an outstanding job of making the open shots as well as attacking, and he's done a good job on Lynn Greer as well. He's playing great basketball, attributing him to that 13-point lead right now.
Brad, can you name the building that's hosted the most NCAA tournament games? It is this building here, the Palestra. Dave Strader, Brad Daugherty, the rest of our ABC Sports crew, glad you're with us here on NCAA basketball presented by UBS Payne Weber. And Marvin O'Connor, who asked for a rest, deserves a rest. Getting a bit of a breather here with just over 2 minutes to go in the half. 13 points, St. Joseph's lead, and they have the basketball.
This is great. I mean, it's hot in here, Dave. I love it. We got a ladder working up over here at the table. We're just talking about it. This is great.
Nelson takes a look back toward Bill Martell. Pass, and Hawkins picks it off in the open court. And he is hacked down the play by Barley. Tyrone Barley will draw the foul. Well, stay with us here coming up on Office Depot. Halftime report, John Saunders, Digger Phil.
It's going to be tough to go to Duke. It's going to be tough to go to Cameron and get a win. Memphis, Cincy. Oh, that's going to be a heavyweight battle right there.
I am surrounded by Tar Heels between Eric Swearingen in the truck and Brad Daugherty here.
Oh, man.
Great crossover dribble there by Nelson. Doesn't get the favorable roll.
Do a good job getting the rebound, though, keeping that basketball alive. Take your time, eat some clock. Like I say, you still have a 13-point lead, minute and 15 seconds. Eat into that clock.
Marvin O'Connor back in the ball game.
Delonte West into the ball game. Want to keep that rebound alive.
Out to Nelson. Nelson lost the ball almost on his hip there, but able to keep control. 10 seconds on the shot clock. O'Connor, that is a difficult shot. Wow, he's right.
He just cannot be denied right now, Dave. He's making some tough shots.
Even the French judge got to give him a 5.9 just for difficulty on that one.
Oh, I agree. That's 14 points in the first half.
Now Greer, able to get all the way through and put it in. So Lynn Greer, just his second field goal of the afternoon.
That's a lot. I mean, that's huge for his confidence. He couldn't go into the halftime only making one bucket. That shows that he keeps pressing and pushing. He'll get his open shots and his touch will come. That'll have a couple buckets made before the half just to get a little bit of confidence.
O'Connor, he's going to just take a little bit of time here, and now he's running out of time, and a timeout is called as O'Connor wanted a foul there on Lynn Greer. Officials don't even ask for that.
He's even officiating. He's doing everything, man. Making shots, running the plays, officiating, cooking the popcorn. Do it all.
Well, next Sunday, Brad, the U.S. men's national team will attempt to make history in a tune-up
basketball presented by.
Of course, Dean Smith from North Carolina. He's been here, even though one of his players, Brad Daugherty, is making his first visit here this afternoon. Dave Strader back along with Brad Daugherty, and we talked about this game at least from an at-large bid standpoint. Bill Martelli doesn't want to talk about that. Probably more important though for his club, and they played like a more desperate team.
They played outstanding basketball, like you say. They really had a sense of urgency. And what I like early is Bill Phillips, the senior, came out, gave them an outstanding boost in the arm. 10 huge points. This guy right here, Marvin O'Connor, was unstoppable. I mean, he just made all kinds of tough shots with guys hanging on him. But this kid right here, Bill Phillips, the senior, 6'10", came out. He made out shots. He took it to the basket. You saw the dunk. He set the tone early for this ball club, and then everyone else, including Marvin O'Connor, just kind of piled on. Jameer Nelson makes a heck of a shot right at the end of the buzzer. So they're playing great basketball.
And you throw Naeem Crenshaw in there with his 10 points in the starting five for St. Joe's. Have done the job here this afternoon. We'll be back with second half action right after this. Well, look at Temple, 1 out of 13 from behind the arc. St. Joe's hit 7 out of 17. That's a big reason for the difference. Also, St. Joe's not yet going to the free throw line. I guess you don't go to the free throw line a lot when you're shooting from outside. But how about our premier guard matchup, Brad?
Well, I'll tell you, O'Connor has done an outstanding job on Lynn Greer. As you can see, Lynn really had a tough road to hoe, though, because every time he turns to the basket, he's facing that double team we talked about. But let's not take it away from O'Connor. Phil Martelli's ball clubs have an excellent defensive plan, and they've gotten after him very well.
You know, Lynn Greer, you used the phrase that he put the team on his back, carried them several times during the course of this season. Lynn Greer is a guy that can pile up points. I mean, 4 times this year, he's gone for better than 30 points. 2 of those games were better than 40, including 47 at Wisconsin earlier this season. So what do you do to adjust against the double team and running extra defenders at Lynn Greer?
I think the one thing you don't want to do is start pressing, trying to make things happen. He'll be able to get his shots off, and he had shot opportunities in the first half that he didn't make the shots. Just that simple. He'll have those same opportunities, and he needs to make them.
John Chaney very upset at something here to start the half with Phil Martelli, and I thought gave him kind of a playful slap, but then when I turned around and John turned around, I saw his expression. Maybe it wasn't so playful.
Well, John's serious and Phil's not. John's always serious. Coach Chaney always getting after it. Always getting after it. That's one way to get his team a little fired up. See, that's a good shot. Those are the type of shots he's had earlier.
Right.
But, you know, when you're a point guard, you're thinking about, I got to get this guy a shot. I got to run the offense. I got to make this happen. So sometimes you force things the first half. He's going to come back.
Phillips to O'Connor.
The question is the deficit too large to bite into for Lynn Greer?
Phillips wide open, and that's a rare miss for Bill Phillips from out there.
Boy, he played well in the first half. Like talking about 10 first half points. Good looking shot for Phillips, who also, Dave, has graduated with a 3.63 grade point average in finance and is pursuing his master's degree. I mean, that is outstanding.
Great student athlete, and Crenshaw is going to draw the foul here. Well, let's show you a little bit of the exchange here. Come on, Phil.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall in that conversation.
With the officials laughing, so it couldn't have been too serious. But oh, boy. And Phil Martelli hasn't had too much luck against John Chaney. Just 3 and 11 in 14 meetings as David Hawkins shows what he can do in hitting the fadeaway.
Wonderful move by David Hawkins. Went down low, post, got a little room, a little space off the glass.
You know, we've mentioned a couple of times that John Chaney's club has won 8 out of 9 coming in, and just one of 3 coaches to reach a regional finals in these 3 different decades, along with Krzyzewski and Lute Olson. The only reason they haven't won 9 straight, they blew a 12-point second half lead to another local Philly team, LaSalle. After the game, John Chaney said, we're not very smart. As a matter of fact, we're gutless. I haven't seen our team take a charge in I don't know how long. So he said some things publicly the coaches normally don't say. How does Temple respond, though? They reel off 4 in a row and are playing more Temple-like basketball.
Well, he has some tough kids. I mean, these kids are tough mentally. And he challenges these kids, and that's one way to do it. Some kids wouldn't respond to that. They would cower away. But these guys at Temple, man, they lace up those boots, they come to work. He challenges them every way he can and motivates them and gets the job done.
Westby wide open, unable to hit. Hawkins looking his battle with O'Connor. And it's going to go against Marvin O'Connor. That's 2 very similar players in attitude and the way they play the game physically. O'Connor's maybe got a little bit more finesse to his game, but in this kind of a situation, they're going to go after each other.
Yeah. You see Hawkins come in, great rebound, good tie-up. You just don't see Lynn miss many of those shots.
No.
Great opportunity.
Here's O'Connor open for the 3, no good. And Temple doing a better job on the boards here to start the second half.
By the way, we started the ball game earlier. Both teams struggled just a little bit. Good drive.
Greer says he also wanted to go to the free throw line there. He reads the defense so well. And Phil Martelli wants to talk it over as his club has been outscored by 6 points. And Lynn Greer, who was shut down in the first half, says, you better stay on me because I'm still going to find a way to get it done. Historical Palestra, and there's Kevin Light, who didn't start the second half because he apparently was sick to his stomach. And I tell you what, just the humidity and the heat in this building is draining enough. I don't know whether Kevin had a Philly cheesesteak for his pregame or 10 o'clock this morning.
I have me one after the game. I can't wait. Philly cheesesteak and pretzel. Kevin's feeling a little under the weather, but hey, with Walden, he's out there playing, participating.
Crenshaw open for the three, and he hits it. Naeem Crenshaw, but he just can't give him that much space.
You're exactly right, David. There's so much room on a lot of these shots that you just typically don't see from any type of matchup zone. There's a lot of time, a lot of space. The defenders late getting out. These guys are shooting the ball pretty well. Kevin Lyde's out so high.
Naeem Crenshaw, a little bit of a ticky-tack foul, if you will, reaching in on Greer. We're at the Palestra in Philadelphia, symbolizing college basketball in this great city. Temple, St. Joseph's, Atlantic 10 matchup. Dave Strader along with Brad Doherty and the rest of our crew here as you take a look at the numbers that have come down to a little bit more realistic levels after the way these two teams started out this afternoon. Holt kicks it out to Westby. Phillips closes in on him.
Good defense, nowhere to go. Good rotation by Phillips.
Now Lyde, and he's going to be called for the traveling violation.
Well, Bill Phillips did an excellent job. He came up and stopped the basketball on the perimeter, rotated back quickly, got back to his man. He was the help guy first time, got back and stopped Kevin Lyde in the middle.
St. Joe's 3 minutes into the second half with the 13-point lead. Jameer Nelson, Phillips.
Once again, wide open.
Crenshaw, plenty of time. That one just a bit strong. There's Hawkins and O'Connor battling again. And O'Connor got bumped by Hawkins, but no call made.
Murdered there on the board.
Long three on the way by Brian Polk is no good. And they need somebody else to start dropping some shots as Lynn Greer has picked it up a bit here in the second half.
Man, if I'm St. Joe's, I still like the opportunities I'm getting. I'm getting a lot of open shots. Good block by Kevin Lyde. Oh, man, what a great recovery he made. Just come over and block the shot by O'Connor. He's a big guard, 6'4".
He timed that perfectly. Greer finding an opening. Lynn Greer. He's got the long-range game, the mid-range game.
What Lynn does well is in traffic, and especially in transition. He'll hunt. He'll hunt for spots. He'll look for guys at the same time. But he's just enough space to get his shot off.
Delonte West with the ball fake. Goes up against Lyde, and that is no good. And Temple with a chance to get back inside double figures.
Delonte would have been the wise to just go ahead and shoot that little short shot instead of going at Lyde. He gives away about 50 pounds and 6 inches.
Greer lost his footing as he took the long shot, and he still is saying that there was some contact on the three-point attempt, but the official just shaking his head. And Kevin Lyde was feeling ill at halftime, but he comes back to make his presence felt at the defensive end, saying no to Marvin O'Connor. 19:39. And look at the three-point numbers. 0 for 3 in the second half. They go for 1 for 13 in the first half. You see they shoot 35% on the season. And Lynn Greer was complaining right before the break that he had been fouled by Marvin O'Connor on that last three-point attempt.
Try to get all you can.
Yeah, that's right.
Get all you can.
O'Connor, nice dish to the corner. Delonte West able to hit the baseline shot.
Good shot by West. Good penetration by O'Connor. Once again, leaving open a pretty substantial gap in the defender and the shooter. They able to get a pretty easy shot.
Kyle Murray, number 21 of the ball game now for John Chaney. Here was Hawkins against O'Connor. Good ball fake, puts it up off the glass and in.
What a move. Exploded by a past defender. Nice pump fake.
Some pressure here by Temple.
Coach Chaney applauding Kevin Lyde to roll in front on that play. Set a good pick. There's a swing, wide open. Shoot it.
West is open for 3. That is short, and Westby with a rebound.
That's the shot you have to take. It's within the offense, and it's a wide open opportunity.
Oh, nice give and go to Westby. Hits the shot, and he's fouled.
Good pass, good cut down the back, middle of the gut of the lane. Crenshaw just sticks his arms out. When you put your hands away from your body, trying to defend, it's going to be a foul just about every time. You got to slide those feet. So nice cut, there's a foul.
That is the third against Naeem Crenshaw, so Phil Martelli may have a decision to make with his outstanding senior that is one of 3 players in double figures for 13 points.
Good post pass by Kevin Lyde as well, being able to throw that pass across your shoulder with a little touch on it. See if they work the ball around. Enough passes once again to get that easy shot they've been getting.
9-point Hawk lead. Winner of this game gets the number 1 seed.
There it is. Well, he's going by him. Good shot.
East Division of the Atlantic 10.
Good help by Lyde coming over. Good look at the basket by Nelson there.
Greer working against O'Connor. Boy, he creates space for himself so well.
That's a tough shot. I mean, that's just part of his repertoire, though.
Yeah.
He can make those hard shots. That's what makes this Temple team so dangerous this time of year. He gets hot. Everyone else follows.
Nelson left his feet. O'Connor, though, able to hang on to it.
You have to understand what the zone is trying to get you to do. It's trying to make you take shots quick. Wide open shots quicker out of your offense you normally would. The problem at St. Joseph's, or the problem that Temple's had is St. Joseph's made a vast majority of those shots early.
Crenshaw got a little bit of a break there following his shot. Lyde was the last one to touch it. As you see, Temple dominating in terms of points in the paint. 26-8.
Numbers add up usually at the end of the ball game. Good swing, good swing. Wide open.
Lynn Greer called for the foul. Might have been just giving one away there because he knew when he came over on Phillips that bounce pass was going to a wide open St. Joe's player.
That's right. Crenshaw was wide open.
Second foul on Greer, just the second team foul.
Good swing. Keep the ball. Keep it moving. Keep it hopping. Keep it hopping.
Been a long possession for St. Joe's. Third time they've had a reset of the shot clock. O'Connor for the three that is no good. And Westby's done an excellent job on the boards here in the second half. Kicks it off to Greer. It's just a 7-point game and a chance here for the Owls.
Phil Martelli's up immediately telling Crenshaw, get up on Lynn Greer.
Greer all the way to the basket. Front, puts it up and almost got it down.
Wow.
Despite the fact that Bill Phillips got a big piece of the ball, Lynn Greer's arm, he just hangs. There's that patience you talked about.
That's right.
Patience in midair, if there is such a thing.
Let the play evolve. He goes to him. Take it up, bring it back. Wow. Good strength from Lynn Greer. Right at his chest. Good foul. Make sure you take that basketball there. There's a good block until right there. He gets the ball away, then it becomes a body contact foul.
Well, Greer able to hit the first free throw. Lynn Greer, one of the outstanding free throw shooters in the country, nearly 87% as we mentioned in the first meeting between these two clubs, hit 18 out of 18. And he hits both of them here. Jack Chaney wants his defense to keep the pressure on the backcourt. 5-point St. Joe's lead.
Nice luxury having a 6'10 player and Bill Phillips can handle the basketball, alleviate some of that pressure in the backcourt. Good swing. Keep the ball hopping. That's where you create your space. Keep shooting in the corners.
Nelson on the wing, watched by Westby. Crenshaw straight away, puts it on the floor. Third back, that is a difficult shot. And Greer with the rebound, had it knocked away by Crenshaw, but recovers. Here is Temple down by 5. They were down 16 at the half. Triple team. They finally open man, and Murray unable to hit, and Phillips with a big rebound.
Got the shot I think they wanted. Had the double team come early on Lynn Greer. Get the ball out of his hands. Did a good job. St. Joe's did of that. Wide open shot in the corner.
Small lineup out there now for Phil Martelli as O'Connor does what Lynn Greer did at the other end. He just attacks the basket, draws the contact.
I mean, Temple's been very methodical about what they're doing. It's a 5-point ball game all of a sudden.
Both coaches looking to make a substitution here after the first free throw attempt. Well, Marvin O'Connor, a 74% free throw shooter, who became the St. Joe's all-time leader in three-point field goals made with his first three-pointer this afternoon. Don't forget, coming up next, our college hoops doubleheader continues. One of the most heated rivalries in all of sports. North Carolina, a tough season for them, and they'll take on the number 3 Blue Devils on Cook. O'Connor hits the second of 2. And that ends an 8-0 run by Temple. So it's a 6-point lead for the St. Joe's Hawks. We'll be back with more after this message and a word from our ABC station.
They better watch this young man, Lynn Greer. He's starting to heat up a little bit, Dave. Made some nice moves, getting himself open, creating that space that you talked about earlier. He's up his percentage from 6 to 16 right now, and he's got 14 big points. He's coming.
10 points here in the second half after just 4 in the first. O'Connor, who had the big first half with 14, has just 1. As a matter of fact, those 2 free throws by Marvin O'Connor, first time St. Joe's has been at the free throw line this afternoon. That was a big factor in the first meeting between these two clubs, when Temple made 26 free throws and St. Joe's made only 10.
Really cold shooting right now by St. Joe's. Barley steps in, strips the ball from Lynn Greer, but gets the foul in the process.
His second personal foul, team 6.
There are the different numbers from the first and second half here as Temple has outscored St. Joe's by 10 to close this down to a 6-point game. Dave Strader along with Brad Jordan. Glad you're with us here this afternoon for our ABC Sports presentation of college basketball, brought to you by UBS Payne Weber. We talked about Greer and big difference in his efficiency. It's tiring to play the way Lynn Greer has to play. This kid plays almost 40 minutes every game.
Plays every down. I mean, he never takes one off. And like I said, the ball's in his hand 90% of the time. He's got to make things happen.
The overtime game in Dayton, played all 45 minutes. Nelson left his feet. Again, got away with it. Delonte West in the corner. Here is Jameer Nelson launching the 3 that is no good, and Greer has it.
Like I said, that matchup zone lulls you into taking quick shots. And you live with the jump shot against this Temple team, you will die with, because they will continue to give you that shot. Pretty soon you lose your confidence. You miss so many. And when you're hot, it's devastating.
Greer using the pick by Lyde. Now it comes out to Niall Murray. That is no good. Pope will chase down the rebound.
Good hustle by Pope. Murray had a good look at the basket. Couldn't get it to stick.
Hawkins has the ball in his hands. He's checked by Reed. Gets off. Wow, that is good. David Hawkins. And we've got a 1-point basketball game.
We talked early in the first half that they can't continue to shoot the ball that poorly. Talking about Temple. They're going to be around. Finally, a basket.
Jameer Nelson showing he can get into the lane and create as well. And the Hawks back up by 3, approaching the halfway mark of this second half.
Every time Lynn Greer touches that basketball, Coach Martelli's up. Logging his players. Get up on him. Don't give him room. Switch, talk.
Boy, what a great pick by Lyde, and a little bit of contact there even by Tyrone Barley on the shot. Here's O'Connor into the lane, up over the top of Lyde, no good, and the rebound taken by Niall Murray.
Great rebound by Murray. Good job being tough, boxing out in there. Kevin Lyde comes over and gives good weak side help. Oh, he's gone.
Great acceleration and some contact there again, and it's going to be Temple basketball.
Well, I don't know how he didn't get a foul right there. Lynn Greer. Barley turned him sideways, it looked like. Look at David Hawkins. Slides around Reed, who goes to find his man. A little too much room for him. See him go to the basket. Boy, I thought he got bumped right there.
Yeah. You can see his lower body just kind of twist around a little bit. I mean, here is Hawkins. Temple down by 3. Great read by Jameer Nelson. Hawkins contest. Good feed. Go to O'Connor. Jameer Nelson made the smart play. And Hawkins turns around and says, how come there's all white jerseys coming at me? None of my guys.
Where's everybody else at? So Hawkins got a little sloppy with the ball. Turned it over. Made a mistake. Come back down. Make up for it.
Lyde setting some high screens.
Trying to get Lynn Greer an opportunity to touch the basketball.
Now Murray launches the 3 that is no good.
He just can't get his shot to go down.
And now Murray had 33 points in a game earlier this year on the road at Fordham. That's by far his best. He hasn't scored more than 15 in any other game. But he's capable. Here is Nelson.
Good defense by Murray.
Yep.
Didn't give Jameer a great opportunity to see the basket.
Barley just trying to lock up Lynn Greer. Greer looking across and sees that John Chaney wants to talk things over here as St. Joe's back up by 5.
Look at Nelson, goes to the basket. David Hawkins trying to get back after turning it over. Oh, what a pass. Wow. Look at this. Good ball fake. Gets Hawkins to commit. Easy layup right there for O'Connor.
Jameer Nelson leads the Atlantic 10 in assists. at about 6 per game. Well, don't forget, coming up on Sunday, March 10th, you can catch ESPN's first original motion picture. Brian Dennehy stars as Bobby Knight in A Season on the Brink, part of the block on ESPN, beginning at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Parental discretion is strongly advised, and for more, log on to ESPN.com.
Season on the Brink.
Well, the question for Temple is their season on the brink. I think most people would say they've got to win all their games next week.
I think if they win today and they go in the tournament and have just a real strong, I mean, they probably have to win the tournament. I hate to say that, but with their past history in the tournament, though, I mean, that gets some consideration. They're tough out at the end of the year. It's very, very challenging in the past several tournaments they've competed in.
Here is Westby for the three that is good. Alex Westby able to hit.
That's the key that's been missing. The past couple shots, Murray just hasn't been feeling it today. Those shots usually go to Westby, who's rotated into Murray now.
O'Connor, the corner. Crenshaw wide open. Boy, just got the great rotation on the ball, but there's 6, 7, 8 feet between him and the nearest defender.
That's right.
Marvin O'Connor.
Greer nearly lost his balance. Takes the contact there from Barley.
Barley's a physical defender. Good quick feet, strong body.
Lynn Greer says, I'm still going to take it right at you.
Good defense.
Yep. Difficult shot. One thing I like about Lynn Greer, never changes his expression.
Yeah.
Whether things are going well or not so well.
That's right. Always just right in the middle of his game. Good mindset. Never too high, never too low. Just always getting after it.
Still just a 5-point ball game with just under 7.5 remaining here in the second half.
Good ball movement. Good job.
Phillips into the lane, pulls up with 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Good basketball, Bill Phillips. Good recognition of the zone breakdown. Drives right into the blue, gets into the lane. Easy shot. Alex Westby has to step up. He's going to help on that.
Marley's asking the officials for a 5-second closely guarded violation. St. Joe's on a 9-2 run. Hits another one from beyond the arc.
I'll tell you what, Jameer Nelson was hanging on him. Ball game's not over by a long shot.
It is not. Now Phillips. Just beyond the arc. Crenshaw wide open, and that one almost crawled in and lied with a rebound.
Good pass. Coach Martelli's telling his group, hey, a little more spacing. 2 more passes, we get the wide open shot. We can get it.
Lied now with 10 rebounds. Greer into the lane, puts it up and in, and Greer's going to be called for the offensive foul. And John Chaney is off the bench. He can't believe it. 3rd foul against Greer. He has taken an awful lot of bumps, and maybe he felt he had this one coming, but not much question what Lynn Greer does right there. Maybe embellished a little bit by Barley, but he gets the call. The play just before the break.
See Lynn Greer going to the basket, little elbow there. Barley gives a little give, and boy, Coach Chaney came unglued with that call. He feels that Lynn Greer's been getting beat up on a little bit, and he was not happy. They had to restrain Coach Chaney. He was really hot, and I'll tell you what, he's showing a lot of fire.
You know what? He turned 70 last month, and look at that. The tie's undone. He looks ornery. He's ready to battle. 2001 Hall of Fame inductee that went in with Mike Krzyzewski and Moses Malone, and very deservedly so.
Yes, sir.
Has not lost any of his passion for this game.
I mean, what a institution, John Chaney. I mean, how blessed would you be to have your son to go to Temple University and play for a legend like that? That would be just a wonderful opportunity. Right now, he's imploring his troops to play hard, play smart, get after it.
Pull up there by Nelson off the front iron, no good. Polk the rebound. Lynn Greer has the ball in his hands, and just as they came out of the huddle, John Chaney looked at his senior point guard and said, you just keep attacking the basket.
He's yelling at everybody. John's getting on everybody. I'm expecting he's going to turn around and say something to us here pretty soon. He's getting on officials, his players, everybody. He's getting on Coach Martelli.
I'm getting on the other side of you if you start coming over here. Ron Robertson back in the ball game, giving Lyde a breather, and Greer is fouled on the way up.
Olsen getting back into the game. Hadn't been in there in a while.
Third foul on Tyrone Barley, so it's been Naeem Crenshaw, Tyrone Barley primarily, Marvin O'Connor a little bit. Three different guys have run at Lynn Greer all afternoon.
Talking about Jameer Nelson, he's got 10 assists. His season high is 11, his career high is 12. I believe he's going to break that today.
Greer able to calmly step up and hit the free throw. And Nelson 1 point away from a double-double that we normally talk about being points and rebounds. Very few guys get it in the assist column as well.
Whoa. Woo. It's getting tight.
2-point ball game.
I got to loosen my collar up, Dave. Getting a little tight in here.
Well, unlike John Cheney, you probably have to at least keep the tie on. In case you got to do some more work on camera.
There you go. Oh, good drive. Good drive. That's good basketball.
O'Connor, oh, good decision there. He gets it right back, attacks the basket. No good, rings out. And Temple with a chance to tie or take the lead.
You're disappointed because you missed the shot, but not the unselfish play right there. That was wonderful basketball by St. Joe.
Here is Greer, spins the fadeaway, is good. Lynn Greer. Oh, is that the one time you see him change his expression? He just turned around and gave it a big scream there.
He's got a feeling. I mean, he's getting beat up. And he's giving a little bit. Didn't shoot well first half. And now he strapped him on his back. Here he comes.
Philadelphia basketball at its best as Nelson trying to answer with a three and Westby with a rebound.
What a comeback. This team has really, really played smart basketball, taking their time, been very patient. Lynn Greer just made big shot after big drive after big shot.
Spins again, took some contact, hands it off for Hawkins. Hawkins wants to attack the basket. Oh, and he missed it. Woo! He went for the highlight reel and back the other way. Marvin O'Connor lays it up, no good.
Oh, man.
And Pump has the rebound.
Dave Hawkins almost brought the house down. And O'Connor couldn't get his feet under it. Man. Wow. Wow, it's heating up. This is great.
Lynn Greer being watched now by Crenshaw. You'd think Greer's got no energy, but he still has the little head and shoulder fake. Pulls up for the... Oh! That's it!
Wow! What a shot! 25, 30 feet. Strokes it with the defender in his face.
The numbers don't surprise me, the 23 points, and I guess neither should the gutsy performance by Lynn Greer. Timeout called by St. Joe's. The last time Temple led in this ball game was at 2-0. It was all Phil Martelli's club in the first half. Remember, they led by 16.
Unbelievable. I mean, here comes David Hawkins. Look at this. He almost makes this. That would have been incredible over a 7-footer. Lynn Greer, nice turn, little touch. He's made 3 of those shots in the second half. And right here, look at this. He's backing up. He's backing up. Woo! Put the string on it.
Well, the only other guard that I can think of that has that similar type of repertoire is Steve Logan. Logan's a guy that when you're guarding him, you don't know whether he's going to pull up, take the three, drive by you. Both of those players just disguise it.
Tough shots. Both these guys just make tough shots.
NCAA basketball presented by UBS Payne Weber. We're at the Palestra in Philadelphia alongside Brad Doherty. I'm Dave Strader. And we are certainly glad you're here. And this Temple club that led 2-0 and then saw St. Joe's own the rest of the first half has come back here in the second half.
I mean, not only young players can learn something about patience, but young coaches can watch Coach John Cheney. He's been so patient in the first half. Team didn't play real well. He made the adjustments at halftime, the necessary adjustments, and now look where his team's at.
Crenshaw in the corner. This time though doesn't have any room, and it's knocked away by Westby.
Always tweaking on that team. That's what you got to do as a coach.
Media timeout.
Well, another timeout here with just under 3 minutes to go. John Cheney has loosened the tie. He's gotten ornery, and he's gotten his leadership from the place he normally gets it, from Lynn Greer. Lynn Greer, who is an outstanding three-point shooter, shows his fine repertoire here this afternoon as well. In fact, that last three-pointer he hit was his first three-pointer of the game.
What are you doing? Wake him up! Where's he at? He can't be in here.
Oh, man.
kid studying too hard, man. You got to have a little fun.
Look at the numbers for St. Joe's. Second half shooting under 25%. That doesn't discourage Sam Crenshaw. He ties it up with a three.
Big shot. Excellent play drawn by in the timeout by Coach Martelli. High screen gives Crenshaw a chance to pop out and shoot that three.
And Tyrone Barley comes into the ball game for Delonte West as Martelli making the offense-defense substitution.
Bill Phillips looks nice and pass over the corner. Knocks it down.
Here comes Greer being watched by Barley. High screen by Westby. Little fake by Greer. Another ball fake. Kicks it to the corner. Hawkins was open. Wisely decided, though, to come back out with it.
Good decision. Oh, good save.
Polk with a three-pointer. He hits it. Brian Polk, the freshman out of Harbison, Delaware.
Talk about patience. That was patience right there. That's what you get when you're really consistent and you take your time and execute. No quick shots, no hurries.
Now Nelson, who had the outstanding second half in that victory up at Olean against St. Bonaventure in their last game. Nelson with a long three. He hits it.
This is going down to the wire, as we thought it would.
Greer again against Barley.
Everyone moves their chess pieces in these type of games.
Westby again with the high screen and the switch. Crenshaw picks up on Greer. Greer into the lane. He's going to take it all the way. Puts it off the glass. No good. A lot of contact there. And the ball out of bounds. Last touch by Greer.
Wow, Lynn Greer goes that basket. I don't see how you don't call something. Good crowd by Hawkins on the last basket over the corner. Polk steps up. Big three.
Minute 25 on the clock. We have a tie ball game. The winner of this game gets the #1 seed in the East, which basically means you avoid Xavier until the finals.
Yeah. And this is the next big possession right here in this ball game. There's been so many.
In the corner, Crenshaw, and that one off the iron. The putback by O'Connor, no good. He maybe had a little bit more time than he thought. And what have we got? A foul? It's going to be against Crenshaw, I believe, as Hawkins did a great job to protect that basketball.
Well, Hawkins is strong on that glass, man. He's such a vicious athlete. He goes after that basketball. He gets in his mind, he's going to get that ball. I'll tell you what, no one. Look at that. Look at that. Just strength.
It's the fourth foul against Crenshaw.
Great competitor. And a sophomore.
Outstanding high school player out of the Washington, D.C. area where he started Archbishop Carroll High School. 68% free throw shooter, able to hit. Well, as a double agent, she knew her own life was at risk, but now her friend will pay the price. A new alias. ABC tonight. Hawkins hits both.
Nice job by Hawkins stepping up, making two big shots. Wait a minute. Here we go.
What else can you ask for? The Palestra, two Philadelphia teams. Jameer Nelson hitting a three. It's a 1-point St. Joe's.
You move your pawn, I'll move my pawn.
.40 seconds on the game clock. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Lynn Greer against Crenshaw. And the foul against Crenshaw, and that's going to be it for him. And if this game should go into overtime, that is huge. As a matter of fact, it's huge not to have Crenshaw as a weapon just on the next possession.
Yeah, you're exactly right to shoot the basketball, but he's such good size. Good job by Lynn Greer, boy. He's just relentless at turning that corner.
Cheney just demonstrating what the foul was. Maybe he wasn't sure that it had been called, but indeed it was. And Naeem Crenshaw fouling out an outstanding effort with 19 points. On 7 of 19 shooting, 12 of those shots from behind the arc. He hit 5 out of 12. Well, what's at stake here for St. Joe's? Obviously, the winner of the A-10 tournament gets the automatic bid, but does anybody outside of Xavier have room to not win the tournament and still get in? Well, St. Joe's RPI is at 56. And perhaps if they win this game and get to the finals and were to lose to Xavier, St. Joe's would certainly have an argument.
I think you're exactly right. I just, you see their conference records, which are good, but their RPI is such a huge, factor. That's the common denominator in all these basketball games. Where does your RPI strength end up placing you? And with a win here today, St. Joe's possibly could have an RPI strength in the 40s, which is phenomenal going into the tournament.
Yep. Greer 1-1, and it rattles in and out. He missed. St. Joe's has the ball and a 1-point lead. Shot clock is off. And Nelson is fouled by Greer. And good sportsmanship. Lynn Greer knocks him down and picks him right up. The UBS Payne Weber postgame report coming up next. John Saunders and Digger Phelps. What a day of college basketball. We've got some teams playing for the right to get into the big dance. We've had 3 teams get in already yesterday. Some great regular season matchups like this one here. That was just the, Brad, 15 foul on Temple, so they still got another one to give.
Yep, gotta get it right here real quick. Gotta get them to the free throw line. You want to stop the clock if you can, if you're Temple. St. Joe's wants to spread the court. Get the best free throw shooters on the court and put it in one of their hands.
Comes to Reed.
I'll use his dribble up.
Boy, Reed calls a timeout.
They fouled him. If you don't foul anybody, you foul him.
Well, how about Temple? You look at their RPI at 76, strength of schedule 34. The thing that really hurt them, they had that tough non-conference schedule as John Chaney's club always does. They played Florida, Maryland early, that Alabama game in the
like Duke.
Jimmy B Classic. Yeah, but they didn't have David Hawkins for their first 7 games.
Yeah, Kevin Lyde missed some games as well. He twisted his ankle, was out, missed the Duke game. So their schedule has been unbelievable.
Yep.
I think that that taken into consideration, still with a 14-13 record at this point, I just don't think it gives them enough credence without winning the tournament.
Well, St. Joe's is out of timeouts. Temple still has 3 remaining. The next St. Joe's foul, and Temple will be shooting 2. Temple again with only 5 fouls. 5 team fouls, and the possession arrow belongs to St. Joe's, and they have the ball right now with a 1-point lead.
Best thing to do is get the ball into your front court, get the ball up as quickly as you possibly can. Good guard, give a little bit of space, then go one-on-one.
Naeem Crenshaw has fouled out. An outstanding ball game for him this afternoon. So he can only hope that his teammates hang on to this. Now, 5 times this year, Phil Martelli's team has had a ball game come down to the last possession. They've not won any of those games.
That was a good time to start.
Well, the point that Phil Martelli was making when we're talking about last year versus this year, he said we had some bounces go our way, a little bit of luck. Good teams create their own luck.
Yeah.
And there's a foul as Polk got Marvin O'Connor up around the nose.
Last foul.
Yep. So the next one, St. Joe's will shoot. And I think they're indicating try to foul Delonte West, the freshman, number 15. 18.8 on the clock. Try to steal the inbound pass, then go for a quick foul. Phillips hands it off to Barley, so Tyrone Barley is just a 56% free throw shooter.
Good foul.
Although he did step up in St. Bonaventure in their last game and hit all 3 of his free throws when they needed them late in the ball game. Barley shooting 1-1.
These are huge free throws, Dave, as we know. They need these. Lynn Greer had an opportunity to get his hands on that basketball again. Good job.
Barley calmly knocks down the first. Only the second time that a St. Joe's player has been to the line. Marvin O'Connor 1 out of 2. That's just the 3rd free throw this afternoon attempted by St. Joe's. Make or miss, still 1 possession game.
Wow, young man.
Greer gets himself open. 17 seconds.
I would come double team Lynn Greer. Take the ball out of his hand. I mean, I would come with the big guy, Bill Phillips. Come all the way up, leave Kevin Lott wide open. I mean, what's the harm?
Greer picked up his dribble, still manages to get a three.
Man, I'm telling you, you come up and double team with the big guy. What's the harm? Kevin Lott gets a wide open layup. Okay.
We have a tie ball game, 3 seconds on the clock. Now, there's still time. St. Joe's does not have a timeout. Barley catches the ball. He looks up at the clock and runs into a Temple player. No foul call.
Wow.
And we are going to overtime.
Wow.
What a shot by Lynn Greer.
I told you, Dave, you want to double team him. Take that ball out of his hand. I don't like my luck. I don't like my luck with Lynn Greer having enough time to get a shot off. We said that before he even shot the free throws. What a shot.
Now, you saw his feet come down on the line, but again, it's where he takes off. He was clearly beyond the three-point arc right there, steps through.
Wow.
And it was Greer that got in the way of Barley right there. Man, that is a good no call. 67-67. These two Philadelphia schools will go to overtime to settle it at the Palestra. Again, Lynn Greer, the reason we're going to overtime.
Defense is very good right there by Barley. Steps through. Man, what a tough shot. I'm telling you, that's just want to.
That's close to being a travel. I mean, he clearly has to pick up his pivot foot as he steps through. Maybe the officials are saying that's in the act of his shot, but it all happened so quickly in slow motion, it looks a lot worse than when he took the shot, absolutely.
Usually in desperation, though, those things aren't called.
Well, look at the last 10 minutes. That tells you something about the guts of this Temple team on a day when they just couldn't find the basket from three-point range.
No Crenshaw.
And no Naeem Crenshaw.
It's going to be huge. You pointed that out. He fouled out if this goes to overtime.
So one of their better options not there. And St. Joe's gets the first possession of the overtime.
Boy, what a incredible comeback by Temple. I mean, they really played poorly in the first half. Stuck by their guns. St. Joe's didn't shoot as well. Here they are.
Here's Phillips, great from out there, but that rattles in and out, and the rebound tipped into the hands of Westby.
Good looking shot for Phillips. I thought that was down. Looked like a good shot from here. Rattled in and out. And you get the table of Lynn Greer for 5 more minutes.
Pulls up. Knuckleball three, but that goes in.
Well, I'll tell you. I don't know how many times you can say it.
Speaks to the conditioning of Lynn Greer.
Oh, yeah. Play this many minutes and be a shark. I mean, he's getting better as the game goes on.
O'Connor gives it off to West, and he forced it inside, and Delonte West gets it back. Now to Jameer Nelson. He's got time, 15 on the shot clock.
Good defense. David Hawkins does a good job moving his feet.
Phillips has to force a three there that rattles in and out. Westby and West going after each other.
That's again Phillips' shot halfway down, doesn't stay in.
We're at the Palestra here in Philadelphia. Atlantic 10 matchup, Temple and St. Joseph. Base trader Brad Dorley. John Digger back in the studio, and outstanding Philadelphia-style college basketball at this great venue. Temple with a chance to extend this three-point. Westby into the lane, makes it a 5-point Temple lead.
They get a timeout. They got to reset. They're down 5. Nope. Coach Martelli's telling them to run the play. Pick and roll high. Phillips rolls down the lane. Reed steps up. Good hustle.
Ryan Polk thought maybe he knocked that off of Damian Reed.
Then Greer drives, gives a little jab step. I mean, he makes the toughest shots I think I've seen this year by a player. He just will not be denied.
Jameer Nelson.
Oh, good block! Great defense by Hawkins.
Nelson gets in closer, unable to hit, and the ball spun away from Westby and picked up by Phillips. Bill Phillips. Oh, great bounce pass. Delonte West underneath lays it in.
What a move by West. Kevin Lott comes over to block. West uses the goal. Nice reverse layup.
Now we see Jameer Nelson against Lynn Greer. I think it's the first time these two great guards, both wearing number 14, have matched up against each other.
Maybe some speed would bother him. Size hasn't seemed to deter him this second half at all. Greer roll high.
Into the lane, and good hands there. Delonte West knocked it away. West all the way to the basket, lays it up and in.
Oh, Lynn Greer got shoved behind.
Just a 1-point Temple lead. They led by 5 on the basket by Westby, but back-to-back. Great plays by Delonte West.
Pick and roll high. Somebody better step out. You better step out.
Greer, that one in and out. Lyde got his hands on the ball, but he also went over the top. And that's going to go against Kevin Lyde.
Damian Reed made a mistake. You see this play here by Bill Phillips. Good pass across the lane. West makes a great layup. Lynn Greer's driving. Good steal right there. I mean, Delonte was in the right place, the right time.
Delonte West, just a freshman out of Greenbelt, Maryland. Last year, he was the Metro DC Player of the Year out of Eleanor Roosevelt High School. So he's got a pretty good resume and delivering in the clutch here at this Division I level. 1-point ball game in overtime. Going to the free throw line as he was fouled by Kevin Lyde. A 1-on-1 situation, and that rattles in.
Tell you what, this St. Joe's team, we need to talk a little bit about their effort. I mean, didn't shoot it as well in the second half, but boy, they have not quit. And they continue to find ways to knock this basketball game back up. It seems like Temple had the momentum there for 3 or 4 minutes.
1 out of 2, and we're tied at 72.
A lot of balls bouncing in and out of those rims.
Yep.
They're awful tight.
Greer being watched by Jameer Nelson. Hawkins, Westby, Polk, and Lyde. The other 4 out there for John Chaney. And Greer motioning for a high screen. Westby and Lyde both come out. It goes to Hawkins on the wing. Back to Greer, under 10 on the shot clock. Greer attacks the paint, kicks it off to Westby. Extra pass to Polk for the 3 that is long, and Greer has to rebound. That's what happens on those 3-point shots, Brad. The long rebound. And
it's going to be a long ball. You got to move your feet. You got to chase that basketball. You can't stand and watch. Sometimes you get lured in as a player, seeing that thing come off the goal and you're trying to watch where it goes. You got to move your feet.
Less than a minute here in the first overtime. Westby attacking the basket. No good. Lyde with the pick. Westby at the free throw line, and the situation is if he makes, it's a 2-possession game. If he misses, St. Joe's comes down, and they got enough time as quick as they are. They could get it quickly to the basket for a 2 and foul again. Well, they obviously just go for the 3.
Crucial shot. He makes this. Which he doesn't. No, it's short.
West wanted to give it to Jameer Nelson. Great job by Hawkins to stay all over number 14. Now Nelson has it. 10 seconds on the clock. Phillips, the 3-point shooter. Get to the line. 5 seconds. Lynn Greer.
Out of time.
He finds Polk open for the game. No good.
Wow. Here we go.
The Palestra, Temple St. Joe's, double overtime.
Oh, that's incredible.
It's almost like they knew this was Brad Doherty's first time in this building.
They're doing it for me, Dave.
We're going to show you everything we've got.
Oh, this is great.
Oh, wow.
This is wonderful. Nice pass back. Phillips wide open temporarily. Oh, the senior, nothing but not, excuse me. A beyond senior working on his basket. Excuse me. 5th-year senior knocks down the shot. They come back, get a shot opportunity. It doesn't go down.
Well, he just finished his thesis on clutchology. Nate Crenshaw said, oh, yeah, I'm not around to help out, but I'm going to lend my support from the bench. Stay strapped in. We're going to double overtime on the Palestra.
Wow.
75 all. Lynn Greer with a clutch 3-pointer at the end of regulation. And Bill Phillips for St. Joe's with a clutch 3-pointer at the end of the first overtime. And Temple controlling the second overtime tip. Another 5 minutes on the clock.
What 3 possessions took place in that last 50 seconds of basketball. Unbelievable. These two teams, both of them, just fighting tooth and nail. Don't want to give up at all.
Here is Polk attacking the rim. No good. Tipped up.
Good job, Kevin Lyon.
Kevin Lyon it in.
Good touch around that basket. Nice tip. Good drive by Polk. He just seems to be off just a little bit on his shot. He's getting great opportunities.
Light now with 8 points to go along with his 12 rebounds. Phillips. Nice entry pass to Damian Reed. Hasn't shot the ball much. Had it stripped away. Does he get it back? Ball's on the floor. Reed comes up and contested by Live. Temple has it.
Boy, ball is loose for a second there. Got to get on that floor and get that basketball. Reed had a good shot opportunity. Couldn't get the shot off against the bigger Live, though.
Hawkins looking for some direction. So for one of the, I was going to say, few possessions, it starts with Lynn Greer not having the basketball in his hands. He would look like he was going to run off some screens, and Hawkins was looking for some direction. Finally, John Chaney says, we're going to talk it over.
Don't forget the men's Atlantic 10 tournament in town this week, our 6th through 9th.
Well, this is an Atlantic 10 matchup, but also part of the Big Five, which is really nothing more than just a kind of a formal agreement between 5 great Philadelphia schools. Temple, St. Joe's, Villanova, LaSalle, and Penn have been competing in kind of a round robin since 1955. And look at the overall records, and Temple has not won any of their previous 3 Big Five games this season. This is an Atlantic 10 and also a Big Five game. And there was Speedy Morris, the former head coach at LaSalle.
Speedy Morris.
Watching with great interest here this afternoon. In fact, you got to go back 30 years the last time a Temple team failed to win any of their Big Five games. But that's more just bragging rights. The Atlantic 10 thing is what it's all about as far as tournament.
You're exactly right. It's fun to have this little rivalry with all these teams here in Philly. That's awesome.
Hawkins again now hands it off to Greer. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Greer pulls up for the 3 that is no good. And is that Westby on the far side? Yes, it is.
Well, good job, Westby getting that rebound, not fouling West. Goes right over his back, but tips it away, creates the space.
That is a huge offensive rebound.
Another opportunity for Lynn Greer to have that ball in his hands.
Against the youngster Delonte West, what a ball fake there. Hesitates one last time. And
gets West off of his feet the second time, gets the foul. So you can go right by West here. Pump fake, step through. There's the foul.
Well, he just waits for that contact.
Yep.
Greer has missed just 1 free throw. Greer now with 30 points, the 5th time this year that Lynn Greer has hit the 30-point mark, and the 2nd time he's done it against St. Joe's. Remember, he started what? 1 for 5, 1 for 6?
1 for 8.
1 for 8, that's right.
Yeah. That's 34 last outing, and he's well on his way to matching that today against St. Joe's.
4 points, Temple lead. Jameer Nelson.
Boy, they really miss Crenshaw's jumper, don't they?
And they have missed Marvin O'Connor's jumper really since the first half, but he nails that one.
Wow, big shot by O'Connor, who, like you say, hasn't really had an opportunity to get his shot off past couple of transitions, but made that big shot.
He's hit 3 out of 6 from behind the arc, again shooting under 30% on the season. Remember, he's the one that lit up Stanford for 37 points in that second-round NCAA game last year that Stanford hung on to win by 7. Now Greer kicks it to Westby. He gets the 3-pointer away, no good. Hawkins slapped at it, but he's going to draw the foul. Well, there has been more contact than that it seems has been let go, but the officials saying Hawkins getting a piece of O'Connor, and so he will go to the line, the senior, for a 1-and-1.
Last possession for St. Joe's. O'Connor comes to the top. Nice shot out of their offense.
Marvin O'Connor, number 11 at the line.
66 shots from behind the arc between these two teams. Nothing bashful about Philadelphia basketball, is there?
Oh, man. You're open, you're open.
Well, that is short. You can see it from the time it left Marvin O'Connor's hands.
Looking their confidence to shoot those free throws, guys.
They just 1 out of 3 from the line, and John Chaney using a timeout as Lyde now has 14 rebounds.
Seems like John Chaney has like 16 timeouts.
Yeah.
Uses them wisely.
Yeah, let's take a look at the big three-pointers scored from each side. First, Lynn Greer at the end of regulation.
Lynn Greer, nice. Look at this. Oh, man, move that foot just a little bit. Doesn't matter, made the bucket. We go to overtime. St. Joe's comes back down. Bill Phillips, huge shot. It was over until then. And here we are. Here we are.
2:24 left in the second overtime. And take a look at the timeouts at 12. 12 assists, 15 points, 5 rebounds. Lynn Greer, 31 points to go along with 7 rebounds and 3 assists. Should also point out that Lynn Greer has 4 personal fouls. So
well, we didn't even realize that. Yeah. That's been kind of wavering there. No, the way he drives, breaks that contact. That's huge. Here we go.
Got the ball fake and moves inside and lays it in.
Somebody's got to come help. Yeah. He drives like that. I mean, step into that lane, help stop that basketball. Let somebody else shoot it. You know he's going to try to beat you. You don't want him to.
Nelson kicks it out to Phillips. To Nelson beyond the arc. Being watched by Westby. Here's O'Connor. He attacks the basket. Oh, what a pass! And Tyrone Barley lays it in. He'll go to the free throw line trying to tie the ball game.
What a pass inside to Barley. Here comes the drive by O'Connor. Oh, man, that is excellent basketball. There's the foul by Westby. It's 4 on him. Look at his drive. Hawkins overruns the play. Here comes O'Connor. Wyatt steps up like he's supposed to. Nobody's there.
And Barley gets the roll and puts it in. Tied again.
Well, they're going to run Lynn Greer off a couple of big screens out in some eyes here with Kevin Lyde pinning down. Didn't do a good job running off that screen.
Here comes Hawkins. Oh, Greer had to get out of the way. Hawkins, difficult baseline shot, but he hits it.
I'm going to tell you, David Hawkins is just fearless. He is fearless.
Yep.
He looks for those shots. He looks for his opportunity. Man, what a big shot.
Temple with a 2-point lead. The teams have done a good job taking care of the basketball this afternoon. O'Connor for the ball. Right out of his hand. Right out of his hand.
Man, oh, wow. Wow.
It is muggy in here. There's probably moisture on the ball. I mean, he looks solid there.
Oh, man, what a tough break. Marvin O'Connor, who's played such a good basketball game. One time left though, Marvin. Dig in. Get a steal. Get a deflection. Rebound the ball.
Inside 10 seconds. No, excuse me. That's 20 seconds on the shot clock. Temple use it all the time. They have the 2-point lead. Now Greer pulls up with a long 3 that is short. Hawkins over the top. And David Hawkins called for the foul. That's probably one that you don't try to make, that play on the rebound. Let it go. You've got the lead. Now you stop the clock and you put St. Joe's at the line.
Tough shot. Hawkins goes up, trying to be aggressive. I mean, if the ball comes long, he gets it, but don't slap down at him. O'Connor gets a chance to make up for the mistake he made earlier in the ball slipping away.
Big difference in the free throw attempts and makes as there was in the first meeting between these two teams. And Marvin O'Connor.
There you go, Marvin. Good job.
With a chance to tie the ball game. 35.2, so essentially it is one possession if Temple wants it that way. And now we get a quick call on the rebound by Westby. Now it's a question of getting to the line and knocking down free throws for both of these clubs.
Very crucial time, as we've said the past 2 times.
Yeah.
Got to step in and make these free throws, man. That's what it's all about. Basketball at the end of the game. Who does the fundamental things? Who makes the free throws? Who passes the ball? Who plays unselfishly?
Westby knocks down the free throw. Don't forget more NCAA basketball presented by UBS. Payne Weber. It'll be North Carolina, and that rattles out. So it's a 2-point ball game. St. Joe's does not have to go for the long ball. And Phil Martelli has his one overtime timeout, and he uses it here.
Oh, man. What a dilemma. I mean, I think if you Phil Martelli, wow. I mean, I'm of the opinion. I always want to hit that home run ball. I know a lot of coaches disagree with that.
Yeah.
I want to break their backs and win the game all at once. Maybe that's not the smart thing to do. Maybe the smart thing to do would be try to get a tie and, get the last possession. Hopefully there's still a little differential in time. 4 seconds, 4.5 seconds, 5 seconds. So
Brad, St. Joe's is not a team that's going to try to knock it down into the low post and make something happen there. They're going to drive to the basket, maybe if an opportunity's there for a 2 on the drive, and you might even get a 3-point play the old way, getting fouled. But they'll drive, they'll kick it out, and they got guys that'll take the 3. Phillips will take the 3.
That's what I'm thinking.
O'Connor, Jameer Nelson.
If I'm St. Joe's, with the way my team plays, I'm looking at winning this basketball game. I'm going to, like I say, drive the ball to the basket, let my guys spot up. I want you to spot up and take that 3-point shot if I'm coaching this basketball team. Let's win this ball game.
Well, this is where you really miss a Naeem Crenshaw who fouled out in regulation, because that's just another great option. So you got Phillips, O'Connor, Nelson probably in that order if you want somebody to take a long shot. And Crenshaw just hoping his club can pull this out. Temple has the 2-point lead.
I mean, why not even set a nice screen for Bill Phillips?
Shot clock is up. Phillips does pop out. They're playing with the ball outside the arc right now. Boy, Hawkins got in there and commits the foul. Ooh, now Cheney doesn't like that. He walks away.
Double foul on number 34, David Hawkins. That is his 5th personal foul. That is the
5th foul on Hawkins, so a significant player out for both teams now.
Oh, Hawkins played a heck of a ball game. Boy, he's been aggressive, played hard. Boy, I'll tell you, got to give him some room to get through there. I mean, the screen was not solid.
Niall Murray, number 21, returns to the Temple University lineup, replacing David Hawkins.
So Niall Murray, you see coming into the ball game, replacing
Jameer Nelson,
Hawkins, and Jameer Nelson, the sophomore, going to the line for 2 shots. Nelson's first trip to the free throw line here this afternoon, as you see, 10th in the conference at 75%. But you'd think he'd been shooting them all afternoon, the way he stepped up there and hit that.
Free throws. A lot of free throw shooting his confidence. Good feel, rhythm, stroking.
Great balance by Nelson. That's a great look there for any young shooter. Great balance, great follow through, and we are tied again. Well, Westby better get it in bounds, and he does to Niall Murray. Murray against Delonte West. 2 youngsters going head to head. You know they want to get it to Lynn Greer. One more timeout. Yes, Darren Cheney says to Niall Murray, "Didn't you hear me?" I wouldn't be surprised if he couldn't.
No, he's trying to dribble the basketball.
Yeah.
Got a defender on him, so it's tough. Coach Cheney getting after these guys.
NCAA basketball at its Philadelphia best. Presented by UBS Payne Weber, Temple, St. Joe's, the Palestra, Dave Strader, Brad Doherty, the rest of our ABC Sports crew, and more great college basketball. Speaking of rivalries, Brad, you played a few of those North Carolina Duke games.
You can throw the records out. Jason Williams' last ball game at Cameron, so that's going to be a huge basketball game for him. Carlos Boozer as well. Those guys will be pumped up, and North Carolina's they're preparing to go into the tournament next year.
You have one particular memory from that rivalry? Any one game?
Dave, there's not one game. I think the game I may remember most is my senior year we played there, and it's the game I lost. It's the only game I lost at Cameron. We won 3 out of my 4 years there, but it was a heck of a basketball game. It was hot, and it came down the last couple minutes of the ball game. They beat us, but all those games are wonderful over there.
10 seconds. Tied at 84.
Can't go in the third over. I've already at the Philadelphia airport. I've staked out a place to get a cheesesteak. I mean, they're killing me.
Greer gets the ball. Being watched by Barley. 6 seconds. Greer. Slips. Gets himself situated.
Oh, he got fouled.
He made it. 1.2 seconds. Wow.
Wow.
And he lost this basketball on the way up.
Wow.
Perhaps because he was fouled, but how did he regain possession?
I mean, he fell down. Look at that. Slip. Kept the dribble alive. Was able to regain the basketball. There's the foul. He loses the ball, he carries it, he makes it. Wow. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Look at that. Wow, that's concentration and focus. He was hit on the arm, the ball comes down to his forearm, but he's still concentrating on that basket.
Oh, look at that Temple bench.
Coach Trains, that's what you're supposed to do.
Just an incredible performance by Lynn Greer. 33 points.
Wow.
11 of 28 from the floor.
Unbelievable.
8 out of 9 from the free throw line, and that rattles in. St. Joe's needs a prayer. Bill Phillip better get the ball in bounds. There's no timeouts left. Looking for the baseball pass. Throws it down and nobody there. It's going to be Temple basketball. It's going to go all the way back down where Phillips threw it from. Well, you're going to have a great memory of your first
this is ever. Well, they all like this.
To the Palestra.
Man.
Wide picks it up, and let's see. The clock runs out, and that is it. In double overtime, St. Joe's falls to Temple 87-84. For Brad Doherty and the rest of our crew here, for ABC Sports, I'm Dave Strader. Temple, the #1 seed in the Atlantic 10 East. ABC Sports is online at ESPN.com. Keyword ABC Sports. As Lynn Greer, who hit the clutch basket at the end of regulation to get us to the first overtime, celebrates for his outstanding performance. A great one here at the Palestra. Let's send it back to John Undigger.